Volunteer Management, Motivation Triangle. This is an exercise in volunteer management. The participants for this exercise should be anyone who coordinate or manage other volunteers. This could, for example, be volunteer activity leaders or maybe staff members. The purpose of this exercise is to assist volunteer leaders in understanding the motivational factors of their volunteers. Explain that since volunteers are not paid, they must have some other motivation for doing what they do. Therefore, as a volunteer leader, knowing that motivation is important to recruit the right volunteers for the tasks and to retain volunteers in the organization. Start by asking the participants to stand in a line according to how well they think they know what motivates their volunteers. If they have a perfect understanding of what motivates their volunteers, they stand in one end. If they have no idea at all, they stand in the other end. And if they're somewhere in between, they stand somewhere in between. Ask a few of the volunteer leaders why they stand where they do. Then explain that when volunteers are asked about their motivation, the most common answers revolve around 3 different categories of motivational factors. Some are motivated by knowledge and skills. They want to learn something new, maybe get something on their resume for future job applications, or maybe get a certificate of participation. Others are motivated by the cause, the fact that their volunteering is actually helping someone in need, that they're doing something good. Others again are motivated by the social part. They want to get to know new people, make new friends, or to be part of a community. Many volunteers are, of course, motivated by a combination of these. Now, write the motivational factors down on 3 pieces of paper and place them in 3 corners of the room. Ask the participants, what motivated you when you first started volunteering? Ask them to stand in the triangle according to their original motivation. Ask a few of the participants to explain their motivation. Then ask the participants, what motivates you today? Ask them to move to the place in the triangle according to what their motivation is today. You will probably see many of the participants changing places. Ask a few of the participants to explain their motivation today. Now ask all the participants what they learned from this exercise. Summarize that the main learning from this exercise is that different volunteers have different motivations and that motivation can change over time. Then explain that in order to increase retention of volunteers, the motivation of a volunteer should also influence the task of the volunteer. For example, someone who's motivated by the social part should probably not work alone. And someone who's motivated by the cause should not be drowned in signature sheets and reports and other administrative work. Instead, they should work directly with the beneficiaries and be able to see the impact of their work. And more importantly, since we have learned that motivation can change over time, the volunteer tasks should also be able to change over time. For the last part of the exercise, ask the participants to again stand in a line according to how well they think they know what motivates their volunteers. Just like they did in the beginning. You will probably see that some volunteer leaders have realized that they do not know the motivational factors of their volunteers as well as they thought they did. Ask a few of the participants that change places to explain. Finalize the exercise with a discussion. What did you learn? What can you use this knowledge for as a volunteer leader? How can you identify the motivations of your volunteers? Is it important to know the motivations of your volunteers? And do all your volunteers have the right tasks according to their motivation? If you want, you can draw a flip chart with the 3 motivational factors and you can ask the participants to come up with tasks that are suitable for volunteers with different motivations. And that's it. Enjoy the exercise.